Did you personally want to hear from the former president?
I wanted to hear from the former president, but honestly, I kind of wanted to subpoena the former president because I got to swear everybody in. And so I thought it'd be really cool to get 60 seconds with President Trump of me looking at him and being like, do you solemnly swear? And me getting to swear him in. I kind of just thought that would be an awesome moment. I can see how.
Yes. No, this is real. This person that you just heard was in charge of a 23-person grand jury that might have indicted or might have recommended to indict Donald Trump, which might mean that he might not be able to run for president. That person. I'll play you other clips and I'll show you some other sources about her background. It showed that, of course, she's into witchcraft and magic. And she's never voted, didn't even know much about the election with all that COVID stuff going on, but decided to indict a bunch of, or recommend indictment for at least a dozen people. That's what people are saying. But she went on what's being widely reported to be a disastrous press tour since yesterday. Emily Kors, that's her name. And you got to ask, like, is she a crisis actor? Is she there to throw this thing on purpose? Because she is genuinely not totally normal, as you can see from that clip that I played to open this video with. Emily Kors. Okay, so we'll show you the background on her so you know who she is. A grand jury recommended indicting a number of people according to this individual. Okay, so I'll play that clip again, but let me I'll play you another clip and then read to you a little bit about her. This is another clip of her on CNN. Play this.
After everything that you've seen,
Oops.
After everything that you've seen, what would your reaction be if the DA decides against bringing any charges after what you've seen?
I will be sad if nothing happens. Like that's about my only request there is for something to happen. I don't necessarily know what it is. I'm not the legal expert. I'm not the judge. I'm not the lawyers, but I will be frustrated if nothing happens. This was too much information, too much of my time, too much of everyone's time, too much of their time, too much argument in court about getting people to appear before us. There was just too much for this to just be, oh, okay, we're good, bye.
And if it was just a perjury charge or
The
perjury
laughter.
charges, would that be acceptable to you?
That's fine. I will be happy as long as something happens.
The laughter.
You know, Emily,
The laughter. I'll play that one more time.
As long as something happens.
Okay. Wow. Emily Kors. Okay. So let me read to you a little bit about her and I'll play you the reaction from CNN. Who realizes this is crazy that this person is going out talking. She's saying things she's not supposed to say. Let me show you an article. I'll read to you a little bit about her. She's not supposed to be talking about the case. She might be screwing it up. It might mean that Donald Trump doesn't get indicted because of her stupid interviews. Fulton County grand jury recommended multiple indictments in Georgia election interference probe, Forewoman said. So this is Emily Kors, served as the leader of a 23-person special grand jury, which heard testimony from 75 witnesses since last May. Okay. She's been in charge. I know. What is it a sign of? Like, is it really the end? People say it's the end. Stuff like this. Okay. I understand where they're coming from. You would think somebody else would be in charge, right? That's all you would think. And we're just doing it based on a few things she said, but here's what they say about her. Kors, who has worked mostly in customer service and retail roles, was between jobs when she was summoned for jury selection early this year, or unemployed, right? Which is fine, actually. You could be unemployed, unproductive, and still be a good jury foreman. She's making decisions now that aren't the decisions a good jury foreperson should make, because the DA is pulling their hair out. She said she had been largely unfamiliar with the fighting surrounding Georgia's last presidential election because of the COVID-19 pandemic, but was enthusiastic to serve. It says she hasn't voted. I'll get to that. High energy, with a red vape in her hand and a notebook in front of her containing instructions from McBurney on what could and could not be discussed. Kors expressed amazement at the media attention she had received over the last several hours. Kors said she had volunteered to be a foreperson of the grand jury because of a long-time interest in politics, even though she never voted. So she had a long-time interest in politics, but didn't realize the election was controversial and never voted, right? But seriously, just so I'm getting this straight, she had a long-time interest in politics, but didn't realize there was some controversy surrounding the election. Okay, all right. Sounds legit. She brought along sketches she drew of two of the investigation witnesses, Lindsey Graham and Mark Short, top aide to President Pence. She said they listened to recordings of phone calls. She said she checked somebody in while she was holding a popsicle. I'll read that part. This was in her interview with the Press Herald. Kors spoke extensively about the witnesses who appeared before the grand jury. She said the late Georgia House Speaker David Ralston cracked her up. She said she swore him in holding a Ninja Turtle popsicle she had just received at an ice cream party thrown by the DA's office. She said she swore him in while she was holding a popsicle. Okay. Like I said, sounds legit. Sounds totally legit. And then, shockingly, she's into Wicca and witchcraft. This is according to @somebitch_I_know, although it's spelled differently than that, L on Twitter. I don't know how you find this person, but this is a person who does deep dives on people's characters sometimes. Here is from her Pinterest. There's stuff about Wicca, witchcraft, paganism. Here, I'll blow it up a little. Yeah, it's not much bigger. And then what else do I have on her? Magic, casting a circle, stuff about crystals, stuff about astrology. Okay, all right, got it. So she's into Wicca, magic, sacred. This is like a sacred geometry thing. She apparently, according to this deep dive, she had some experience doing court reporting. Look at this there. This might be why she was chosen to head the jury, because she went to Brown College of Court Reporting, apparently. She seems to have some sort of long-term interest in legal stuff. And theater, too. And there's pictures of her from, right. Yeah, there's a picture of her, right. She was a drama kid also. So that's a picture of her from a play in high school. And then I'll finish with this. Show you what CNN's saying about it. There we go.
Why this person is talking on TV, I do not understand. She's clearly enjoying herself.
Yeah.
But I mean, is this responsible? She was the foreperson of this grand jury.
This is a horrible idea, and I guarantee you that prosecutors are wincing watching her go on this.
I was wincing just watching her eagerness
Yes.
to, like, hint at stuff.
It's painful in that respect. This is a very serious prospect here. We're talking about indicting any person. You're talking about potentially taking away that person's liberty. We're talking about potentially a former president for the first time in this nation's history. She does not seem to be taking that very seriously.
There's no reason for her to be out talking.
No.
I mean,
It's a prosecutor's nightmare. Mark my words. Donald Trump's team is going to make a motion if there's an indictment to dismiss that indictment based on grand jury impropriety. She's not supposed to be talking about anything, really, but she's really not supposed to be talking about the deliberations. She's talking about what specific witnesses they saw, what the grand jury thought of them. She says some of them we found credible, some of them we found funny. I don't know why that's relevant, but she's been saying we found this guy funny or interesting. I think she's potentially crossing a line here. It's going to be a real problem for prosecutors.
There you go. So I'm curious what you guys think. I'll read the comments. So leave a comment. That helps out the algorithm too. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you want to support this broadcast, you can leave a tip at buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil or check out our t-shirts. There's links in the description. Check out our t-shirts at truthclothing.io. All right. And hit the bell. Then you get all my videos. Emily Kors, huh? What do you think? You tell me. For now, that's what it is.